I pray at the lotus feet of Divine Mother, Shri Lalita Ambika, and at the lotus feet of my Divine Gurus to help me speak this commentary on Shri Lalita Sahasranam in the easiest language so that everybody can understand. Today we are going to discuss the shlokas from 13 to 23, which are meditations on the form of Divine Mother. We had already discussed the shlokas 1 to 12, which are also the meditation on the form of Mother, how she looks, especially on the face. We ended it up in the last video. The video is there, you can always watch it. If you want to go directly there, please click the link. Let's continue with our meditation further on the shlokas 13 to 23. I'll read the shlokas first and then I will go on the Namavali and the explanation of this Namavalis. This 13 to 23 again is a meditation on Divine Mother's form. We have already discussed about how brilliant she looks, the brilliant effulgence she has, the face, every part of the face, what all she wears and how beautifully she looks. Now we are going to describe further her beauty, and her beauty as experienced by Lord Shiva also. Her consort is called as Kameshwar and she is Kameshwari. Together they are known as Shiva Kameshwari. Kanakangad Keyura Kamaniya Bhujanvita Ratnagraiveya Chintaka Lola Mukta Falanvita Kameshwara Premaratna Mani Pratipanasthani Nabhyalavala Romali Lata Falakuchadvai Laksharoma Lata Dharata Samunneya Madhyama Stanabharadalanmadhya Pattabandha Valitraya Arunaruna Kausumbha Vastra Bhasvat Kati Tati Ratna Kinkinakaramya Rashanadama Bhushita Kamesha Gata Saubhagya Mardhavorudvayanvita Manikya Mukutakara Janu Dvaya Virajita Indragopa Parikshipta Smaratuna Bhajangika Guda Gulfa Kurma Prishtu Jayashnu Prapadanvita Nakadiditi Sanchanna Namajjanatamo Guna Padadvaya Prabhajala Parakrita Saroruha Sinjanamani Manjira Mandita Shri Padambuja Marali Mandagamana Mahalavanya Shaivadhi Hi Sarvarunana Vadyangi Sarva Bharana Bhushita Shiva Kameshwarankastha Shiva Swadhina Vallabha. So this is till 21, and 22 and 23 actually start describing her abode. Sumeru Madhya Singhastha Shriman Nagaranayika Chintamani Gruhanthastha Pancha Brahmasanasthitha Mahapadmatavi Sanstha Kadamba Vanavasini Sudasagar Madhyastha Kamakshi Kamadayini. Now let's go to the Namavali. The same stotras, the same shlokas are broken up into individual names. We have already discussed about her face, and last time we discussed about the Mangal Sutra. She is wearing the Mangal Sutra of her husband Kameshwar. So that was Namavali number 30th. Om Kamesha Baddha Mangalya Sutra Shobhita Kandharaya Namaha. So her neck is adorned with the Mangal Sutra of Kameshwar. Om Kanak Angad Keyura Kamaniya Bhujanvitaya Namaha. So after the Mangal Sutra, the meditation goes on her hands, and her hands, she is wearing bracelets, golden bracelets, Kanakangad, and armlets. Keyur Kamaniya Bhujanvitaya Namaha. So she is wearing armlets and she is wearing bangles of gold. Om Ratna Graiveya Chintaka Lola Mukta Falanvitaya Namaha. And she also wears a gem set or a necklace, which is having a big pearl as a pendant. Mukta Falanvita. She is wearing a necklace of lots of gems with a big pendant which is made out of pearl, big pearl. Om Kameshwara Premaratna Mani Pratipanastanyai Namaha. Her breasts are a form which is meant for the pleasure of Kameshwar, her consort. So she gives pleasure to her consort Kameshwar through her breasts. Om Nabhyalavala Romali Lata Falakuchadvai Namaha. Mother's bust looks like fruits on the creeper of the hairline which are spreading upward from the navel. So now our meditation have gone from her limbs to her breast, which are for Lord Shiva, and they look like fruits which are growing on a creeper which grows from the navel. Om Laksharom Lata Dharata Samunneye Madhyama. Now that the meditation goes on mother's waist, which is very, very slender and very, very thin, and again it is like a small creeper which has fine hair on it. So that is how beautiful her waist is, which is the pleasure house for Lord Shiva. Om Sthanabharadalanmadhya Pattabandhavalitrai Namaha. She has her waist on which there are 3 layers. So she has 3 layers on her waist, and these 3 layers of the waist supports her breasts. Om Arunaruna Kausambha Vastra Bhasvat Kati Tatyai Namaha. And she's wearing a garment around her hips which is again Arun in color, which is reddish and orangish mixed. Om Ratna Kinkina Karamya Rashanadama Bhushitai Namaha. And she's wearing a girdle around her waist which has many mini bells. So when she walks, those mini bells makes sounds. Om Kamesha Gyata Saubhagya Mardhavorudvayanvitai Namaha. And she has beautiful thighs whose beauty is only known to Lord Shiva, her spouse Kameshwara. Om Manikya Mukutakara Janudvaya Virajitai Namaha. And now the meditation goes on her legs. So arms, then her breast, then her waist, then her legs. So thighs is meant for Lord Kameshwar. We meditate now on the navel, on the knees. The knees looks like manikya, looks like pearls, precious stone manikya. So we meditate and we salute those knees which are like manikya. Om Indragopa Parikshipta Smaratuna Bhajangikai Namaha. Her calf muscles, the meditation goes on calf muscles, they resemble the quiver of gods of love, and they are very shining, okay, with God of love with bright glow, warm like decorations. So her calf muscles are shining and they represent the quiver of God. Om Guda Gulfaya Namaha. This is now the meditation on the ankles. The ankles have no protrusions. They are very beautiful. They are very fleshy, very round, no protrusions, no bones coming out. Guda Gulfaya Namaha, very dense. Her ankles are very, very beautiful and smooth. Om Kurma Prushta Jayashnu Prapadanvitaya Namaha. Then we meditate on the arch of her feet. Her arch of her feet is very, very shapely and it resembles the back of the tortoise. Very smooth, very shapely, resembling the back of the tortoise. Om Nakadiditi Sanchanna Namajjanatamo Gunai Namaha. Now the meditation goes on the toenails. So her toenails are so bright and they're emanating light from it. And what happens with this light? When we bow to her feet, when our attention goes at her feet, because of the light that is coming out from the toenails, all the darkness of ignorance is vanished. All the darkness is dispelled. The darkness of the world is dispelled. The darkness in our lives is dispelled. All the negativities go away. So her toenails are emanating bright light which dispels all the darkness of ignorance. So this is how the meditation goes. So Om Padadvaya Prabhajala Parakrita Saroruhai Namaha. And then we meditate on her lotus feet. The feet resembles that of a lotus. They are so beautiful. In fact, they defeat the beauty of the lotus. So we meditate on the lotus feet of Divine Mother. Om Sinjanamani Manjira Mandita Shri Padambujaya Namaha. And her lotus feet now is having anklets, and they have like some tinkling bells in it, and they are set with jewels. So this is the meditation on the lotus feet. So again and again I told you, when we meditate and the form comes in front of us, everything, our inner senses open up. We get an inner eyes, we get an inner ear, we get inner mind, we get everything inner, where we start enjoying each and everything internally. So the process of meditation first is from external and then it goes internal. When you start meditating, maybe you can always keep a picture in front of you, and when you say these words, you can look at the picture, each and every part of that body, and meditate on it, and meditate on Divine Mother's beauty, and then close your eyes and try to capture that picture, that image in your mind, and just try to stay there as long as you can retain that beauty. This is meditation technique through mantra. Here there is no breathing or any yogic exercise involved. This by itself is meditation. Meditation means bringing your attention to one pointed concentration on the name, the form, the pastime of Divine Mother Lalita. This is meditation. So it is very easy. With all these names, what is happening? These names are helping us to bring our attention to the form of Divine Mother. When we look at the divine feet of Mother, we have to imagine these are lotus feet. Lotus, I've spoken about it so many times. Lotus has a cooling property, a soothing property. The lotus removes all sorts of fevers. The lotus feet, when we surrender at the lotus feet of Divine Mother, it will remove all the 3 types of suffering that we are going through. The lotus feet of the Mother have a cooling effect on us. Similarly, whatever ignorance is there in our life, whatever darkness is there in our life, when we look at the toenails of Mother, the toenails are radiating so much light. All darkness is gone away. All negativity is gone away. That is how we meditate on the Divine Mother's lotus feet. And here it is saying, she is wearing gems and anklets and tinkling. So when we meditate on that, the tinkling should just come inside our ears from the internal ears. This is meditation. The form is so beautiful that once you get captivated with this form, you will not want to see any other beauty anywhere outside in the world. That internal beauty just takes over you. You just want to just sit there and keep meditating on each and every little feature of Divine Mother. That's how these names have been written. So powerful. I really pray that everybody experiences this the way, it happens. It will happen slowly. If you practice it with sincerity and pray sincerely to Divine Mother to open your internal organs so that you can experience her. Om Sinjanamani Manjira Mandita Shri Padambujaya Namaha. So she is having lotus feet which are adorned with tinkling anklet sets and jewels. Om Marali Mandagamanaya Namaha. Now Divine Mother, the way she walks, her gait is very, very slow, and she walks like a swan. So that is her. Go and look at a white swan, the way they will walk. They have a very nice, gait. So Mother's walk is like a swan, beautiful hans ki jaise. So here now see, Mother becomes so alive. Till now we were just imagining that she's sitting probably and we are seeing every body part. Now the visualization goes on her walk. Her walk is so beautiful. If you start visualizing her walk, there is no other walk in this world which you will like. That's how beautifully she walks. Marali Mandagamnanama. She walks slowly, and when she walks, she's having anklets in her feet. So those anklets must be making little sounds. That's how beautiful her walk is. Om Mahalavanya Shevadhyai Namaha. This is the ultimate. It says that she is the treasure house of divine beauty. There is no other beautiful thing in this world other than Divine Mother. Her beauty surpasses everything. She is the treasure house of divine beauty. Om Sarvarunaya Namaha. She is having a reddish, orangish, Aruna hue all over her body. Her complexion is glowing like in Arun color. Om Anavadyangai Namaha. She is faultless in every limb. Her every body part, her every limb is perfect. Om Sarvabharana Bhushitaya Namaha. She is adorned with all kinds of divine ornaments. Om Shiva Kameshwarankasthaya Namaha. She is sitting on the lap of her consort, Lord Shri Shiva, who is Kameshwar. Kameshwar means the one who has conquered over desire. So she is sitting on the lap of Kameshwar, who has conquered all sorts of desires. Om Shivaya Namaha. She is the consort of Shiva. She is the power of Shiva. She is the Shakti of Shiva. Om Shivaya Namaha. Shiva and Shiva. Shiva is the conqueror. Shiva is Kameshwar, the conqueror of her desires. And Shiva. Shiva means the Shakti of Shiva. Shivaya Namaha. Om Shivaya Namaha. Om Swadhina Vallabhaya Namaha. She dominates over Shiva, Lord Shiva. She dominates over Lord Shiva and they both together start this cyclic motion of time. The creation, they both start together, but Shiva cannot do anything without Shiva. Shiva means Kameshwari, Shiva means Shri Lalitambika. So they both together, Shiva cannot start the creation of this universe without the Shakti, without Shri Lalitambika. So here Swadhina Vallabhaya Namaha means she is the one who is dominating over Lord Shiva, and they both together start the creative part of the cyclic motion of time. Oh, now, so here we end with 54. So from 1 to 54, all this was the meditation on the form of Divine Mother. So we have meditated on various aspects of her, from where she comes, how she looks, her brilliance. She comes out from the fire of consciousness of the devotees. She sits on the hearts and minds of lion-like devotees, and her beautiful face, her beautiful arms, her bust, her waist, her thighs, her legs, her feet, every little part we meditated upon. And in the end, we also meditated that she is seated on with Lord Shiva. So when we are meditating, our meditation from 1 to 54 has to end like this. In the end, we have to feel our Father Shiva and our Divine Mother Shiva seated together in complete bliss and blessing us all. So this is the beauty of both of them. Now from 55, the description of her abode starts. So we will start speaking on that. Om Sumeru Madhya Shringasthaya Namaha. Here it says she lives on Sumeru, that is a Mount Meru. She lives on the Mount Meru. Salutations to her who dwells on the mind, okay, on the mid of Mount Meru. So imagine there is a mountain. The center point of that mountain is Meru. That is where she lives. In our body part, this is where she lives. This is where the Meru is. Now, the first part, Om Sumeru Madhya Shringasthaya Namaha. She lives in the center of Mount Meru. Om Shriman Nagar Nayakaya Namaha. Then she lives in a Nagar, in a city, okay, that is the Sri Chakra. And she lives in the center of the Sri Chakra. So the city is Sri Chakra or Srinagar. The city is Srinagar. In the city of Srinagar, there is a Mount Meru. In the center of Meru, she lives. Om Chintamani Grihantasthaya Namaha. Now this whole city, Srinagar, is in an island of Manidvipa. Or what is Manidvipa? Manidvipa is an island of wish-yielding gems. So whatever desires you have, all the desires are fulfilled in this island of Manidvipa. So we'll go. So she lives in an island of Manidvipa. In the island of Manidvipa, there is a city, Srinagar. Srinagar again, Srinagar means the city of prosperity. So, in the island, wish yielding gem island, which is called Manidvipa, there is a city called Srinagar, which is the city of prosperity. In that city of Srinagar, there is a Mount Meru. On the highest peak, in the center of Mount Meru, Divine Mother lives. And in that, where she lives, she sits on a throne. What is the throne? Om Pancha Brahmasana Sthitaya Namaha. Here it says she sits on the throne of Pancha Brahma. Who are this Pancha Brahma? Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra, Ishan and Sadashiv. So she sits on a throne of Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra, Ishan and Sadashiv. So all of them in this, she's the empress, she's the empress, she's the queen. So all these different forms of devatas are actually now, she is dominating all over them. When we are worshipping Devi, Devi becomes the supreme and everybody becomes lower to her. They are all helping her and she is the supreme goddess. So here, that is why it is mentioned, she is sitting on Pancha Brahmasana, means she is sitting on the top, and whatever orders she is giving, it is being followed by all these 5 deities, Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra, Ishan and Sadashiv. It doesn't mean that they are lower. It doesn't mean like that. They are all working together, but the orders come from her. They all respect her. She is the supreme sovereign. Whatever she is deciding, they all follow those rules or whatever she wants. However she wants to rule, she just tells them and they're all working in together. And that is why it says Om Pancha Brahmasana Sthitaya Namaha, means all these 5 people now are like her ministers and she is the queen. Om Mahapadmatavi Sansthaye Namaha. And she lives in a place where there are 1,000 petals, 1,000 petal lotuses. Now where is this? This is here in our Sahasrara. So there are 1,000 petals. So she lives here. So earlier also we said Sumeru Madhya Singhasthaya Namaha. Sumeru is the crown, okay, and there is 1,000 petal here. So she lives here. Om Mahapadmatavi Sansthaye Namaha. And so this is one of the meditations. We already imagine her here, or she is living in that city as we discussed. Island is Manidvipa, city is Srinagar. In that Mount Meru, on that Pancha Brahmasana, and that Pancha Brahmasana is surrounded by a lotus forest, which is having 1,000 petal lotuses. Okay. Om Kadambavana Vasinyai Namaha. And there is a forest. There is another forest of Kadambas in the Manidvipa. So she is residing in that Kadambavan, in the forest of Kadamba, in the grove of Kadamba. Om Sudha Sagar Madhyasthaya Namaha. And this entire Manidvipa is in an ocean called Sudha Sagar, or a sea of nectar. Basically, Sudha Sagar is also here. The sea of nectar is all in our head. But this is a process of meditation which is in the Kundalini. We won't go much deeper on it. For simplicity, for the sake of simplicity, I will just explain it word by word, because that is another topic of Kundalini which will come further. We'll go there later. So once again we'll repeat, she is living in the ocean of nectar, Sudha Sagar. In that ocean of nectar, there is a forest, Kadambavan. In that Kadambavan, there is another small lotus, a pond of lotuses, okay, that is Mahapadmatavi. In that, there is a Pancha Brahmasana, the abode of 5 ministers who are Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra, Ishan and Sadashiv. In there she lives on Mount Meru and in the city of Srinagar, in the island of Manidvipa, which means the wish yielding gem island. So this is the meditation on her abode. And all this meditation, usually when we do, we should imagine the Divine Mother is here, sitting here, and all the ocean of nectar, the ocean of bliss, everything is here. Om Kamakshay Namaha. When our meditation goes like this, after some time your attention will just stop here and there comes a point when the mind will not go anywhere, and you are actually seeing mother eye to eye. Her eyes and your eyes become one, like you're like stuck in a glance, you know. So this is what it is. Kamakshye Namaha. When you look at Divine Mother's eyes, Kama means desires. The one who fulfills all desires, that is Kamakshi. So when you are looking at Divine Mother, understand one thing, all your desires will now be fulfilled. Om Kamakshye Namaha, because her eyes fulfill the desires. Okay, and her eyes are beautiful, full of grace. Om Kamadayinye Namaha. Kamadayini means she grants all the wishes of her devotees. So by this we end up, this is Shloka, this is Namavali 63. After this, the war of her and Bhandasur starts. Maybe I'll just do one more, 64. Om Devarshi Gana Sanghata Stuya Manatma Vaibhavaya Namaha. All the devas, all the celestial beings, and all the rishis, the sages, and everybody is always praying to her. Stuya, they are always praising her. They are always praising her splendor, her majesticity. So this is the beauty of Divine Mother. This is the 64th one. We'll end it up here today. From next time, the next one will be the war between her and Bhanda. That will be the part of the that will be the content of the next video. So one more time, we'll just discuss. Here in this one, we discussed about the beauty of Mother, and the most important things were her eyes, her feet, and her darshan along with Lord Shiva. So I hope you all understand this and try to meditate like this, and whatever experiences you have, please do share. Please write your comments. If you have any questions, please do write, and we will try to answer it as much as possible. Thank you. Jai Gurudev.